cum laude with a bachelor's degree in mathematics. Aaron?
Congratulations everyone on making it this far. In the world today, we have various measures of success. In the world of academia, we use statistics like your GPA, or what you got on the GRE, the MCAT, the LSAT, or whatever other exam you're taking. Later in life, when we have a career, we might want to judge success based off of position, how much salary we make, or the prestige of our job. The economy tries to gauge the success of our nation through statistics like GDP, GNP, or per capita income. All of these variables are attempts to quantify and make tangible the accomplishments of a person, group, or country. However, there's a problem inherent in all of them. GDP, for instance, does not take into account things like the service of motherhood, the distribution of income, or the service you might render your neighbor by shoveling their snow on a snowy day. The MCAT, while it does attempt to gauge some intellectual capacity, does not reflect how well you associate with others and your willingness to sacrifice and serve the patients that you meet. Your salary reflects nothing about your honesty and how you use that money to bless those around you. However, we still tend to focus on these variables because they're quantifiable and we can almost touch them. This focus, though, can tend to drive many to put salary and position as a primary ambition and motivation in life, and a reason to embark on whatever path they desire to go into. The question then becomes, what is success and how do we measure it? Ralph Waldo Emerson stated that to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived is to have succeeded. President Monson further reiterated this point when he gave a threefold formula for success. He says the first thing you need to do is you need to fill your mind with truth. The second, you fill your life with service. And the third, you fill your heart with love. I like both of these definitions a lot because neither one of them makes any allusion to the variables I mentioned at the beginning of this talk. But both of them focus on the impact that your actions have on the lives of everyone around you. The importance of the impact of our lives on those around us over those quantifiable variables was taught very vividly to me a couple summers ago while I was working as an EKG technician down at Dixie Regional Hospital. I was doing a graveyard shift and it was around 2 in the morning when my pager buzzed and I got told I needed to go do an EKG in a room in the ICU. And as I picked up the order form, I noticed the patient had just been treated by a heart attack by my father. And so as I was wheeling the EKG machine to the patient's room, I was entering in the information of the patient. And I was just gathering some primary information about him so I kind of knew what to expect on the EKG. As I walked into the room, I greeted the family, and they were all quite somber. And I introduced myself. I told them what test I was here to do, what the purpose of it was. And as I began setting up for the test, the patient, the old man, he had this kind of quirky smile on his face and he was staring at me. And it made me feel a little awkward, so I tried to break the ice a little bit by making a poor attempt at a joke and asking if I forgot to clean the milk mustache off my face. And he chuckled a little bit and said, "No, for some reason, you just look strikingly familiar and remind me of the man who just operated on me." And I pretended to be a little bit hurt by that statement because I contested that I had much more hair than my father did and I was at least 3 inches taller than him. But as I finished the test and I handed the results to the nurse and I told the family goodnight and I walked out of the patient's room. And right as I was about to leave the ICU, the wife of the patient stopped me. And she came up to me and she grabbed my hands and she told me, "You tell your dad thank you. He saved the life of the man I love most in this world." Reflecting back on that experience, I learned that it wasn't my dad's MCAT, it wasn't my dad's undergraduate GPA, it wasn't his class rank in medical school or in high school. that this lady was impressed by and was affected by. It was his willingness to sacrifice sleep and time in order to help this family. He was applying his education and his knowledge to the betterment of humanity. And I think I can confidently say that with the quality of education we have at Brigham Young University, we have all been empowered to make a difference in this world and better the lives of those around us. It takes hard work though. Not only do we have to have this as our primary ambition in life, that is the betterment of humanity, we have to work hard at it. President Monson also said that work without vision is drudgery. Vision without work is daydreaming. But vision with work leads to destiny. And so it is my hope and prayer that as we all go out into the world, into whatever final endeavors we seek in our lives, that we will keep as our primary motivation the betterment of those around us, whether it be our family, our neighbors, or strangers that we meet on the street. So let us go forth and be successful through our dedication to the betterment of those around us. And I know that if we have that as our primary goal, we will be able to look back on our lives and be able to confidently say that we were indeed successful. Thank you.